Dogecoin's new catalyst.
It's hit highest ever returns as of Friday at like 42 to 43 to 45 cents, depends on what platform you're looking at. And the reason being is that Kronos Technical bought 60 million shares and public sentiment with the media. So now that was Friday. Friday has come down off its high a little bit, and now today is gaining back its momentum. Why is Dogecoin so important? Well, it is a joke supposedly, but the returns are not. I mean, look at the returns in 1 year. You're talking a return of 18,000 to 20,000, depends on what number you're looking at. That's a serious return. And if you compare that to Bitcoin, I mean, for return on the money, it's actually higher and a better return on the money with less money. But why is Dogecoin slammed on by everybody in the internet? Well, everybody on the internet, well, in the stock market in general, that goes off of value and normal old school 70s style valuations, they're saying, well, Dogecoin is inflationary and there's unlimited amount of coins. True, but they only produce 5 billion new coins a year, and currently there is
129 billion.
Dogecoin. So every year, if 5 billion come out, you're still talking about a still positive increase of a controlled small inflation, and allows the currency to be traded amongst everybody. And a lot of business owners are widely now starting to accept it. So it's a trading coin and is more versed toward the people versus Bitcoin, which is such a high price and requires and has a lot of hoarding. So it's actually bad. And Bitcoin, because it has a lot of energy to mine the coins, and the mining equipment is so high, by the time you get the mining equipment, you're at a 3 months deficit. So it's not truly a good value investment compared to Dogecoin, even though it is supposedly a joke. But if many marketers and business owners and things are taking it and accepting it for more than tips and things on social media, then it is becoming closer to a currency, and a currency more closer to like what the U.S. Federal Reserve will be turning into and in trying to adapt and overcome. So the biggest problems with why Dogecoin was a joke in the first place is now set up well as a meme currency and everything, and has the Shiba Inu dog, which was a joke. But the biggest problems I had was the transaction speed, because it couldn't actually become a widely adopted cryptocurrency because the transaction speed is so slow. But it is 10 times faster than Bitcoin. And since it is a trading currency and it is a good price for the general public, it has a wider acceptance and a bigger adoption. And in the last Friday, it was placed at the like fourth highest cryptocurrency on the map. So
With the highest volume out of all the cryptocurrencies.
you have the transaction speed, and the inflationary and unlimited coins was causing it to be inflationary, whereas Bitcoin is deflationary at a limited amount. So that's a problem, okay? And then you have institutional investors and the mining energy. Well, Dogecoin, yes, correctly, is a joke. But what most people aren't talking about and people don't realize is that Dogecoin, with all the sponsors and things, is actually overcame, as I did my research, those four things came up, and I thought, well, this is a terrible investment and it's a joke, but I like returns, I like trading on it, so it does make money. So why would it be a good investment? I mean, now the market cap is like currently around $50 billion in the, well, it depends on the price you're looking at. It ranges from like 35 to 45 billion dollars, depending on the price point you're looking at the time of the day. But I'm sorry, it has 129 billion coins in circulation, and 5 billion a year added. Is actually a slow decrease from inflation too. If you look at the U.S. dollar, the inflation compared to the US dollar, it actually drops. So it is anti-inflationary if you really look at it. It's a controlled inflation, which will cover people that lose coins and allow for more trading and things like that. And it's a safety feature in a way. So you look at that, that's actually a good benefit. But it's as big as Barclays, which is like a 200-plus-year-old company, and they're only at 44 billion. So that in itself is important. It tells you it's actually turning into something real. So now what we're looking at is tomorrow is 420 April 20th, and is currently going to be called be like Doge days, doggy days, basically, because everybody is trying to push it to hit 69 cents. Since it is a public sentiment and social media is pushing it. So now that it has all these bad things that I told you about, and I thought, well, it's not even that great of a currency. But if you look at the big picture, when I found more research, what else is there? Dogecoin actually has now come out with Super Doge, which will be coming out on May 1st. So all of your Dogecoin
get 5,000
is
Super
for
Doge.
every 10,000. So it's basically a 2 Dogecoin to 1 ratio, and the transaction speed on this new coin is 544 transactions per second versus the 33 transactions per second at 8 megabytes block size versus 1 megabyte. And in comparison to what that really means is that, yeah, XRP has higher of average, like around 1700, but they have a lot of, well, as you've known in the news, they're under SEC possible investigation in a case and some other things around them. Maybe they will come through, but the sentiment is probably stronger in the public with the Super Doge or the Doge coin. So these transactions at 544 transaction per second is actually pretty high. But how do you really compare that? I mean, if you really want to compare transaction per second, you're talking like PayPal has a transaction speed of 190 transactions per second, which Visa in general on average does 1,700 transactions per second worldwide. So it could become pretty close to a master, well, almost like a secondary, more of a people's coin currency. The new Super Doge only has a limited supply of 74 billion versus 128 billion Dogecoin in circulation. So at 74 billion is now, it is not inflationary, it's deflationary completely, and it is enough to allow the price to increase, but not dramatically, as well as keeping the price currently low. And another thing on it, the new improved Super Doge, is the energy consumption for mining is extremely low versus Bitcoin and Dogecoin. And well, the possibility of it becoming a faster transaction speed than 544 is very large, because you have the master node and all these other technologies allowing it to possibly go up faster. So it could become a very widespread current cryptocurrency, even though it was a joke. But now that it's turning into something real, because it really overcame all the problems with the other cryptos, so it's actually looking pretty good. And what I want to go over is that even though Visa has 1,700 on average transactions, I mean, you might look at it like 1,000 per transactions. They claim they can go 30,000 to 75,000, but that's really never been proven. So this transaction speed, the lower cost for mining, the widespread adoption, and the limited amount of coins is really going to help this cryptocurrency out. So the block time is in 1 minute, whereas Bitcoin block time is in 10 minutes. So there's a lot of actually benefits to this, which and then you got other rewards and things that weren't previously on the normal Doge. So there's tons of actually benefits for the super Doge on the transition, which occurs. It's not truly a transition. It's like adding to the Doge family. So as of May 1st, currently, you'll be able to take your keys and things and or download from the Super Doge site and be able to turn them into your 10,000 Doge to 5,000 Super Doge. At that point, yeah, I would see the Dogecoin hitting $1 prior to this, or definitely within the year, considering how fast it grew in the last matter of a month. I mean, just look at in the last year, you're talking the gains dramatically, like even in 3 months. I mean, you're talking 4,000%. So if we're on that type of time frame, by the end of the year, you're looking at a potential of not $1, but I would say be looking at like around $5. But the only thing I cannot calculate would be the estimate is if you're adding to the family how much it may decrease the increase in the original Dogecoin. I don't think the popularity is going to decrease. I think maybe the widespread usage may be adopted more on the new Super Doge. You can only claim the Super Doge currently if you are on an exchange where you can trade in your keys and get the Super Doge coin. Currently, which I do not have the answer to, but I believe, I'm not sure, we will all have to see whether Robinhood and Webull has a beta test of Dogecoin are able to allow users to change from Dogecoin to Super Doge. But nonetheless, with cheerleaders like Elon Musk and Gene Simmons and Mark Cuban, and also potential rumors of trying to get Jeff Bezos as a complimentary CEO like Elon Musk is. That's just a rumor. We don't know. But as far as catalysts go in the future, let's look at what we have. We do have some good catalysts for the future, which I would like to go over. The Super Doge, Coinbase, if and when it adds, they have a history of increasing any cryptocurrency by like 91% within 5 days. So Coinbase will most likely be adding Dogecoin, and is rumored that they will. So that would be a 91% increase. So we're definitely talking, if we're hitting $1 already, by that point we're probably already at $2. And I would say this would happen in a month or two, probably within 2 months. And the extra media for the Super Dogecoin, I would say, yeah, we're probably looking at $2 in a couple months. So by the end of this year, you're probably looking at quite a bit. Also, rumor is that Robinhood is looking at getting a crypto wallet. Hopefully, they get it before May 1st, which would be really good. Amazon accepting Dogecoin and Apple Pay. A lot of petitions have been out, and consumers are trying to get them to accept it, so that is on the table. I did mention the celebrities that are behind it, and I think other celebrities would be coming behind it, could give it some more push. And you constantly have to deal with the inflation and the Fed printing money and news on that, and the economy getting worse on that level. So that's definitely going to push people to the Doge coin and interest in it, to be investing in it. And now you have, since you have the Super Doge coin, you will probably have most likely institutional investors, because they did not want to touch this coin because of the inflationary aspect to it, even though it was 5 billion only coins per year, which is very low and is lower than inflation on the US dollar. So as long as the sentiment is good and people are interested in it and it is a topic, I mean, this would be able to grow. And today is almost a good representation. I mean, you have rumors of regulation and things on Bitcoin and other things, and look, they are actually dropping today. So, and Dogecoin is going up. Of course, things don't go up all the time, but it's definitely something to think about. Also, when you're doing your investing, I don't think people realize it when they're in the stock market that trading on a cryptocurrency is easier to me than trading on a normal stock at times, because the way the stock seems to move at times, it allows you, it does have normally like 40 times, maybe 50 times more volatility than your normal stock market. That's why everybody hates the cryptocurrencies, but you have to have volatility to make money and to make the big gains. So what is kind of nice about the cryptocurrencies, well, at least Bitcoin and Dogecoin, I can see and I notice, is that on a trading perspective, once you hit a high for, it's almost like the stock market. The rule of thumb is like when you hit the high for the day, and then you're talking before noon or earlier, the rest of the day the stock is going to drop. So on cryptocurrencies, it's almost the same. To me, I think it's easier to trade on, because once it does hit the high for the day, a lot of times it'll slow down, drop off all the time, normal, and then we'll start to back increase toward the end of the day. So it's really easy to trade on, and if you're a Robinhood user and you don't have 25,000 in your account and you can't do stock market trading, you can trade on Dogecoin at a small amount and make more money because you have more leverage. So that aspect is really good. The only thing is if you are trading on it, by that same principle, is that like when it does hit the high or whatever, the safest way to trade would be is if you're waiting for a dramatic pullback. So, this looks like a decent kind of a whipsaw area, which you would want to avoid, but a dramatic pullback would be, like on this type of a chart, you're probably looking at like, whatever total rise, allow it to catch back up at the drop of the rise. It's a pretty safe bet, but use your own judgment. Overall, trading in general is not definitely the best way to make money unless you really know what you're doing, and then only in certain scenarios and cases you would want to do it. You want to swing trade this, but the lower price you have, the longer you hold it, the more value you're going to gain and the safer you are. So I think about the only concern on this would be like closer to May 1st, possibly. I'm not sure how this stock would act when the Super Doge goes into effect. It's potential that, a lot of the current merchants and things would switch over to Super Doge and allow for both. I'm not sure if it would, the diminishing amount of investors in Dogecoin switching over to Super Doge. I mean, they are switching, but it's still remaining in Dogecoin. So I guess it won't actually drop it like I originally thought, because if you're talking about the change of 10,000 Dogecoins to 5,000, you'll still have the 10,000 Dogecoins in Dogecoin. So actually it would probably, the value would probably maintain the same. So Dogecoin and the other investors that aren't on an exchange will just continue growing in Dogecoin. But Super Dogecoin I would see being overtaking popularity and growing pretty fast. I mean, Ethereum's pretty good, but this is at the beginning, and what is going on with Super Doge, I mean, you have a lot of potential to do a lot more. So today would be a good day to think about investing in Dogecoin, considering tomorrow is pretty much almost a holiday for Dogecoin and the new transition that's coming up, and you have several catalysts as well. So another catalyst, was also the institutions, Bitcoin, and one other catalyst, which I don't know if you really want to think of it as a catalyst, but it's a potential, is that the possibility of Elon Musk saying that he would actually put a Dogecoin on the moon. Now, that's just a potential. So I'm just throwing that out there. Now, I'm not going to get into the discussion about the moon and all that kind of stuff, but that is a possible catalyst. The other setback that would maybe be of concern is like on Friday, because of so many traders, and the volume supposedly was a problem for Robinhood. That's at least their excuse. To me, I believe Robinhood holds on transactions when they get busy and find opportunity to delay things so they can take a better position and give everybody a worse position. I think that's just what Robinhood does, because I think they're corrupt, because they've done it on Game, AMC, and now they've done it on Dogecoin every time it hits high. But a prior year to that, which everybody's forgot about, is when it was like the heaviest trading day ever, or the best trading day ever, they actually shut down and froze up the platform for like a day and a half, when they should have got busted and brought in Congress over that period of time, but they didn't. So to me, I think they're actually doing it on purpose to make more money, which of course, they're a volume brokerage, so they get paid for doing that. So if you keep that in mind and just think about your position on the coin, if you get in at a good price, know that when it's high, you may have a problem selling it with Robinhood, or just get out of it and get into a good exchange, and then you'll be safe on that. As far as popularity right now, I mean, the future of this thing, as in another catalyst, is that right now it's only, looks like 25% of the marketplace. So it has a lot of room to grow and a lot of popularity. And as far as also the categories of people that are using it are tourism, gaming, web services, tipping, offline services, gambling, crypto services, internet services, and shops. So it's actually gaining growth, and then compared to the time it's been, you're looking at growth on acceptance with merchants. I mean, like a 1,200% increase, almost 1,400%. And when you also think about what more room is there for growth, a lot of Asia hasn't even completely adopted it, so that's wide open. Parts of South America, Africa, I don't know if they count, but I mean, it has like a lot of room to grow. So here's again the countries. United States mainly is the one that has it. So there's a lot of people pressing it on YouTube and stuff that are Japanese, or pressing it in Chinese languages and things. So it does have a lot of potential to grow. And once I think Super Doge hits and the popularity rises, I think the money is going to go up even more. Although it is a valueless utility type of crypto, it has potential to make big gains, and that's all that matters, is making the money and watching it. I mean, if you traded like I did on AMC and Game, you made a lot of money, but you have to be smart about it and not be a bag holder. So you just need to understand that. But on this, because it does have a lot of use for it and a lot of currency trading and things, it has the potential to make this self an actual almost secondary currency. I mean, pretty close to it. I mean, it's anti-inflationary. When you look at it, it beats the dollar, in my opinion. Although this isn't financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, so just giving you the information so you can do your own due diligence. Let's look at the last 5 years. If $1,000 were put into Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP, what's your return? I mean, you have $1 million you would have made on Dogecoin if you'd invested $1,000 back then. If you'd just done it, I mean, like in 1 year, you're looking at like the 16,000 to 20,000% return. That's a pretty big time. Some key things that happened in the past. Basically, it had huge increases when people on Reddit and other social media platforms pushed it up, but it had increases. But the thing is with Dogecoins, it's had stability when it's came back down and continued to grow, which is actually pretty impressive. So my prediction for 1 year, you're looking at like I said, $1, I would say by the end of the month, at least close to that. 2 months definitely. I would say by the end of the month, $1. Within the end of a year from now, I would say probably you're looking at $4.50 to $5. Next 5 years, who knows? I mean, if you have enough backers and things, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, if you look at the rate of increase, a lot of people are predicting it could be $20 to $50. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. So that is your information on Dogecoin. Tomorrow's a huge day. Popularity wise, Super Doge coming on the market. You've got Coinbase adding it. You got Robinhood and wallets being added. I mean, you got problems with the Fed all the time, and you have institutions most likely jumping onto Super Doge. So all those things, when the news hits, I mean, and other big investors and celebrities jumping on board, you have a lot of potential to make a lot of money. So be smart on your investing and only invest what you can afford to lose, and take a good look at Dogecoin and see what you think about it. If it works for you, it may make you some money. So that will conclude this video on Dogecoin and Super Dogecoin. If you have bad credit, you need to get that fixed and get some leverage so you can make money in other businesses or things that make money, and or need personal funding, business funding, or want to get in commercial real estate or get an Age Corporation. Give me a call at 312-473-4163. Mark Anderson with Capital Cash. Thanks.